95 of Folks. Here comes the caution.
Flag is dropped here at Daytona, and away we go for the first time. Nicholas Porcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Dom's, possibly a little bit of contact.
Now, as we've got three wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let him go very far.
Let's go out here for Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
Just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
New stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 lead at the moment.
They're dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, Justin Sang.
They are ready to go. The lights are out, and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series. It is Season 1 and Round 4, and it is going to be a good one as we are at Slinger Speedway getting ready to send these drivers out. A new track and a whole lot of usual suspects coming out tonight for this prestigious event. As always, I'm your host, James Eastbury. The action 1080p, 60 frames a second. As it looks like the grid is set, starting on pole. Lucas Longmire, the number 55 machine. Kenneth Gallman starting second. Matt Spink starting third. Samuel Stoner starting fourth. Justin Brooks starting fifth. Dalton Creech starting sixth. Robert Brope starting sixth. Jared Slonwhite starting eighth. Robert Brope, I might have messed that up. Brope starting seventh. Slonwhite starting eighth. Vincent Weaver starting ninth. Sean Johnson starting 10th. Dylan Potts will be starting 11th here today. Dave Grajewski starting 12th. Let's cycle it on back to Brian Brope starting 13th. Robert Liedl starts 14th. Nick Beaver starting 15th. Tony Caputo starting 16th. Bob Belshaw starting 17th. Kenny Trouton starting 18th. Hunter Cole starting 19th. Robert Amaral starting 20th. Clifton Simmons starting 21st. And Johnny Rapp will round out the 22-car grid here today. Michael Keithley joining us in the spectator area. Perkins Motorsports is here, as well as Grizzly 8833, who's cheering on Kenneth Gallman. This is going to be a barn burner. Lap times are around 11 seconds in practice and quali. And we've got 100 laps on the board here tonight, but there's going to be at least one caution if I had a wager. Off we go. Lucas Longmire is going to try and hold on to it, but here comes Kenneth Gallman, number 71 machine. And already we're going to have a caution, and it is going to be a huge one at a small track. They're still crashing. Lucas Longmire gets tied up. We thought he was safe up front. No such luck. Let's see what happened. Justin Brooks is one of the first drivers involved in that one. We're watching Brooks in the 33 machine. Brooks might have got a little bit of help there from the 36. And then the rest of the field's going to come piling in here. Let's try and get one more angle of that. I don't see who else might have been involved. I know Robert Brooks was. There's Brooks, the number 5 machine. I think he's going to be a late entry into this crash. Brooks tries to check up, gets launched up and over, goes Robert Brooks. Like that's Nick Beaver, the number 10 machine, getting hard on the brakes. So, let's get ready and give you the crash report. Involved in that incident: Justin Brooks, Jared Slonwhite, Robert Brooks, Dylan Potts, Dave Grajewski, Bob Belshaw, Robert Liedl, Kenny Trouton, Brian Brooks, Tony Caputo, Robert Amaral, Hunter Cole, Nick Beaver, Johnny Rapp, Lucas Longmire, Clifton Simmons. So, most of the field involved in that one. Robert Brooks does take a tow back to pit road. Now we have no fast repair available for these drivers. So unfortunately, I think you're going to see some drivers driving wounded for the rest of this event. We're going to try and get these drivers lined back up. Robert Amaral, the number 99 machine, has come down pit road under his own power. Looks like 20 drivers still out on track here. try and get everybody waved around. I will say it's nice, even with the drivers being under caution here, they are getting around the field very, very quickly. As we try and get them lined back up, that is going to be Gallman and Spinks on the front row. Preach and Stoner will be your second row. Longmire and Slonwhite will be the third row. We are the 10th of the way through this main event, and we haven't done a lap under green yet. Here's the iRacing safety car cutting its way through the field. We are at a standing yellow. Looks like the grid's going to be set here. Robert Brope still in pit road. We're not sure if he's going to return out on track. Robert Amaral was able to return to the track surface after 50 seconds at his pit stall. Bruin giving Robert Brope a hard time from the spectator area. Unfortunately, this is definitely not how Brope foresaw his evening going. Quarter-mile track here at Slinger. The safety car is in. And we'll be getting a green flag this time by. We are green flag racing. Let's see if Gallman, that 71 machine, can stay out of the hot seat as he rips the bottom line. Looks like Stoner's, no, is that Stoner? That's Spinks involved, and we're going to go back-to-back cautions. Spinks involved, Trouton, Cole, Simmons, Potts, Amaral. Oh, these guys are having a night here ahead of them. Hooks in on that number 35 machine of Matt Spinks. Looked like he got help. I think that was the 36 of Creech. And then the rest of the field taking evasive maneuvers here. Grab a drink, grab some popcorn as we are under caution once more here at Slinger Raceway. Our second caution of the night, and still Gallman leading up front. We are under eye-pacing conditions here. Perkins Motorsports saying it looks like that Spinks spun out a little bit. Maybe got some help from the 36, but looks like Dalton Creech is serving an EOL penalty. He's towards the back in that 36. So race control may have awarded him a little bit of a penalty on that one. We get them stacked back up. Gallman, Stoner, your front row. Slonwhite, Longmire, your second row. Weaver and Johnson, your third row, as we are green flag racing. Stoner trying the outside line here in the 65 machine. The 71 of Gallman hugs the inside. Looks like Slonwhite trying to make moves to number 29. Looks like some of the cars are bottoming out there. Stoner hard up against the outside wall. That's going to allow Nick Beaver, the number 10 machine, to slide up the inside line. Beaver up to fourth. Still Gallman, Slonwhite, Beaver. John Johnson now in fifth in that number 32 machine. Still good racing across the track as Brian Brose is briefly going side by side. Looks like something has happened to Robert Liedl. And we're going to have a caution as they continue to crash. That was Slonwhite and Brooks involved in that secondary incident, as Robert Liedl trying not to clear out the track workers there. Well, let's see what happened to Liedl, the number 80 machine. But the 11 was all sorts of out of shape there. It's going to be the 52 of Rap involved in that one. And let's see what happened. There was another incident with Hunter Cole showing involved in that one. I don't know if that was Cole just taking evasive maneuvers and getting hard on the brakes. I think it was. Let's check out that second incident with Jared Slonwhite and Justin Brooks. Secondary crash here. We're focusing on Slonwhite, number 29. Loses the back end. Around he goes. What happened to Brooks? So multiple incidents here. That was Slonwhite, a solo incident. And let's see what happened to Brooks in the 33. Brooks gets some help here. He may do just that. So that was Brooks, number 14 of Caputo. So 3 crashes under caution. Or bringing out the caution. Kenneth Gallman getting a whole lot of starting practice here in that 71 machine. As we try and figure out who's still on the lead lap here. Looks like 19 drivers on the lead lap. Lidl, the number 80 machine, shows a lap down. Not sure if he's going to get the lucky dog or not. As we are gridded up single file behind the iRacing safety car. Bringing them stacked back up, double file. Gallman's going to start on the inside line once more. Slonwhite's going to be up high. Slonwhite's moved up 6 positions so far. But Hard Charger out on track is Nick Beaver, the number 10 machine, as we go green once more. Gallman with a big start wants to get away from this carnage, but there's Benson Weaver sliding up into second. Slonwhite falls back to 4th as Sean Johnson, and around goes Beaver. Looks like Sam Stoner also tied up in that one. And it is a parking lot here at Slinger Raceway. So did Stoner cause the incident, or was that Beaver ahead of him? So Stoner and Beaver get together, and then the hits just keep coming. My goodness, look at the 38 machine getting launched up into orbit there. That was Clifton Simmons, a huge incident for Simmons. I'm gonna get a replay of that one, focusing on Simmons, that 38. That was extremely impressive. We'll focus in on the pink and blue 38, the silver bullet. And look at this, absolutely launched. That was the 35 getting to the back of him. Matt Spinks, I believe, who takes a tow back to pit road. Race Control's got to be pulling their hair out on this one. It's like a Saturday night short track on a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We are 4th caution, 37 laps in. I don't know how many of the drivers don't have damage at this point. Beaver back to the 18th place spot. He was up as far as 11 positions into this race. Let's see, a lap under caution here at Slinger seems to be about 18 seconds long. Actually extremely impressive how fast it is. That's only 7 seconds off some of the fastest laps of the race. Looks like about 11.36 is the fastest we've seen so far by Kenneth Gallman. I'm not even sure if these guys have been able to warm the tires up proper. As we get slotted into position, green flag will be out this time by. And let's try this again. Gallman with another big launch. Keep an eye out, Sean Johnson, Vincent Weaver side by side for second. Weaver up top, Johnson down low. No, excuse me. That's spot on. Beaver's up top, so Johnson's working the inside line, trying to get back in the groove. Looks like he slams the door on Justin Brooks in the 33, but the hits just keep coming as Sam Stoner can't catch a break. Involved in yet another incident. Also shows Slon White and Bieber in it. Another 65 with Stoner. Oh, it's ahead of Stoner. That's Slon White? Yes, it was. Slon White gets hooked. I'm not quite sure from who. So Slon White and Stoner getting the worst end of that one. But it looks like we have lost Robert Amaral, Matt Spinks, and Robert Brobes to have been sent home early on here tonight. Again, no fast repairs in the back pocket. If you have a damaged race car on a track and a race this short, I would say you are effectively done and out of it. Here we go, safety car pulling off. Gallman and Johnson setting the stage. Gallman's been choosing that inside line, choosing and to protect that bottom. As we are green flag once more, let's see, can Johnson make the high side work? Vincent Weaver on the number 1 machine going down low side by side and trying to muscle their way through. It's looking like it's going to be a little sketchy towards the back. Johnson working the outside line, making it happen. There's going to be contact there with Beaver, the number 1 machine. Beaver trying to slide up front. As we've got a driver off track, it's going to be Hunter Cole. The number 37 machine, I'm not seeing a caution as they are beating down the walls. And surely, there we go. There's a good caution. I saw Johnny Rapp coming into that one late. Who's upside down? Vincent Weaver is in a precarious spot here. I just saw somebody pull off. That was Dave Grajewski, came down pit road. My goodness. So let's see how this one shakes out. Folks in on Vincent Weaver's number 1 machine. 33 got loose, got into Weaver. Weaver drills the wall, absolutely punched up and over. Pirouetting on his roof there. There's Nick Bieber getting absolutely drilled. I saw at one point Johnny Rapp involved in something as he's cutting across the infield. That was Rapp getting into the 55 machine, and then all 3 drivers take a detour through the infield. My oh my. I'm wondering if Grajewski, we just saw pull off track the number 6 machine. Looks like he's back out on track some One of the only drivers I think we willingly saw use the pit road. Hunter Cole's going to get back out on track in the 37. The pit road, very difficult to navigate here. Juski holding the outside line, letting the field by, I think. We try and get this field sorted back into the proper formation. The safety car is off the track. Gallman will set the field once more in the 71. It's Gallman Johnson, your front row. Brooks and Broach, your second row. Trouton and Creech, your third row. It is going to be a last man standing battle here at Slinger. 40 laps left to go. Oh, it looked like Gallman pushed a little bit wide there. Johnson trying to capitalize on the inside line. No, it's going to be Justin Brooks, the 33 machine. Shoving Johnson up and out of the way, but we've got another incident, another caution. The field tries to get slowed down. They don't want to come across this tight track and get involved with anybody. Can't quite tell. I think that was Lucas Longmire involved in it, the 55. Longmire comes in a little bit hot, gets into the back of the 65. And then just gets absolutely punished there by Grajewski, who wasn't able to get on the brakes in time. Wisely holding the brakes. Bruin let us know the junkyard's going to be full of torn up late models after this one. Yeah, I've got to agree. We're about to retire some frames and bodywork, I think. So we've whittled it down to 11 drivers on the lead lap. Looks to still be 19 drivers out on track, though. Gallman doing everything he can to stay out of the danger zone behind him. But it's going to be tough. Now he's got Justin Brooks up on the high side. That 33 machine known to be aggressive and not going to wait here. Our charger out on track, Kenny Trout, number 25. He is up 12 positions. We're green flag, but the safety car is still out on track. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The safety car forgot to exit the surface, and during that, Justin Brooks takes over the race lead. Kenneth Gallman's going to be playing second fiddle now, right behind that 33 machine, as Johnson and Creech are beating and banging for that final podium spot. Johnson down low. Looks like Creech might get muscled out, as here comes Brian Brooks, the number 11 machine. Looking at the inside line, Creech trying to get that 36 machine rotated through 1 and 2. Looks like Creech will take back over the fourth place spot, as it's now Brooks, Gallman, Johnson. 1, 2, 3. Creech and Brooks rounding out the top 5. And we've got another incident. I didn't see where it was. Not quite sure where that one was. Let's see if we can find it on the replay. It was the 38 machine. That was Clifton Simmons involved in that one. Let's get one more replay. Queued up, focus in on that 38. I think Simmons might have got a tad bit of help. The old Slinger Demolition Derby is still a go. We've got Max McDonald cheering on Longmire. We've got Sailor Scott cheering on JJ. as we are under our 8th caution of the night. Now we do have that one green-white checker overtime available. Kate Grajewski came back down pit road. Samuel Stoner also in pit road. Here we go once more, 24 to go. Brooks up front. Johnson and Gallman will be battling for second. And look at Brian Brooks, number 11 machine, throwing it up the inside line. He's side by side with Gallman. Gallman's trying to get to the inside line. Can't get a lot of momentum built up on the high side, it seems. A predominantly low line track as it looks like. Wasn't Creech. Who was that? That was Dylan Potts, the number 2 machine. We are dropping like flies here tonight. And just no room to brake for these drivers. You saw that initial incident. Let's get a little bit slower one on that. Dylan Potts gets involved in that incident. The number 25 machine of Trout might have helped out a little bit, but the field nowhere to go and starts just slamming in there. An absolute pileup. Now drivers only hitting speeds up to around 80 miles an hour. I think we saw a couple of 90s on the board early on in the broadcast booth. So not a crazy fast track being a quarter mile, but still very tough to make any sort of quick reactions here. And to give these drivers credit, even at 90 miles an hour, that is still 132 feet per second. So in 1 second, if drivers are at pace, 130 feet can already pass them, and that's why you're seeing some of these pile-up collisions happening. Now, I'm also surprised that we have not forced some single-file restarts here tonight. And maybe that is exactly what's happening here as we're 15 to go. Brooks is starting up front. The green flag is out, so we are going to go single-file. Brian Brooks quickly diving to the inside line of Johnson. The number 71 machine of Gallman trying to follow suit as well as Brooks and Johnson side by side. Gallman, the number 71, trying to get up in the mix. Brooks has taken over the second place spot here. But no, he gets shoved from the 32. And we're going to have another caution. Brooks gets tagged from behind. The chrome horn is out here at Slinger. And Brooks is driving mad here in the number 11. Oh, what's he doing? I thought for a moment Brooks was going to go up there and there was going to be some virtual exchanging of words. Thankfully not the case. Let's get that one queued up. There's Brian Brooks on the inside line, the number 11. Gets a little bit of a hit there from the 32, and poor Gallman not able to avoid that when they both go off track. So right now it shows Brooks, Johnson, and Creech your top 3. Brian Brooks, Kenneth Gallman still rounding out the top 5. 10 laps left to go. So it looks like it's going to be another single file restart. And here we go. Let's see, now it's going to be Dalton Creech trying to pressure Johnson for 3rd. Brian Brooks still holding on to a very respectable 4th. There's Kenneth Gallman getting some pressure in the 5th place spot from Nick Beaver. Justin Brooks holds on to the race lead, just kind of leading Johnson around here. Not a lot of laps left to go here at Slinger. Maybe we can take the flag here without another huge pileup. We whittled it down to 13 drivers on the lead lap. Somehow, miraculously, still 19 circulating. And we've got a battle for 2nd. Vincent Weaver showing coming down pit road. Dalton Creech has all sorts of pressure being put on Sean Johnson. The battle for 2nd, 2 to go. The white flag will be out. They are rubbing there. Creech giving a little bit of shove to Johnson, saying, hey, I want that 2nd place spot. White flag is out here at Slinger. Justin Brooks makes his way around the backstretch for the final time. There's a driver out on track. That's Tony Caputo. But the checkered flag is out. Justin Brooks will bring home the win. Sean Johnson 2nd. And Dalton Creech will round out the top 3. We're still wrecking cars here at Slinger. That was Robert Probst might have told Creech he was unhappy with the situation. We're going to get these drivers up here to victory lane. As Justin Brooks parks it in victory lane. And he's going to put on a bit of a smoke show for the fans out here tonight. I think Justin Brooks is about to pop a motor here in that 33 machine. We're pulling over and sign off. So we're going to wait for these top 3 drivers to get up here to victory lane and then start our podium interviews. Looks like we've got Johnson. We're still waiting on Creech and Brooks to make their way up to the booth. There's Brooks. So we're just waiting on Creech before we can get the podium interviews started here. And what a wild night this was. All right, looks like we've got everybody up in the booth. We're going to start things off with Mr. Dalton Creech join us in the 36 machine. Dalton, in 3 words or less, how would you describe that night?
Absolutely chaotic.
That was 2 words, so even better. Dalton, I mean, yeah, we didn't really get many laps under green. You guys in the top 5, I think it could have been a great race if we got a little bit of momentum going, but man, was it tough for you guys out there.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. This is a short track. It's tough to. I feel like it's a mistake putting this one on the schedule in a starter, but it is what it is. Came out third. Probably
Yeah,
should have got second.
still a good point tonight. And yeah, you and Johnson are put on a show. How important was the inside line off the restarts on this thing?
It was great. That's I'm a little frustrated with how things went with the single file restarts. They're not going to help, and we decided to go single file with under 20 laps left, which blows my mind. Probably should have made that decision earlier in the race if we're going to make it, but kind of took away the ability to move through the field on restarts for those who were racing clean. But it is what it is.
Well, Dalton still made it happen. A good podium, a good points night for you in the 36, and we can tell a little bit of frustrations. But before I let you go, who do you want to give a shout to that helped pick up this podium for you and the team tonight?
Yeah, man. Thanks for Rescreen for putting this on. Appreciate them for sure. Definitely Mr. All Time Game and Me Audio. Appreciate everything that Me Audio does for me. So um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Dalton, always a pleasure having you up here, man. Congratulations on third, and we'll all cross our fingers for a better race next week.
Yes, sir. On to the next.
That was Dalton Creech bringing it home. And third up next, Mr. Sean Johnson, the 32 machine. Sean, we were talking to Dalton. We almost had a race in the middle of that thing when you guys were next to each other.
Yeah, no, we had some side by side racing there with some door to door action, and then the end, I felt like he was probably a little bit faster than me, and I just had to run a really defensive line and hope he didn't ship me into the corner.
It seemed like things were relatively polite up there in the top 3, top 5, and now that we've got this thing out of the way, 100 laps, a whole lot of pain for drivers, what do you think we could do that would encourage better racing if we come back here next season?
I I honestly don't have an answer to that. The pace car issues definitely didn't help anyone's mentality. I'm not sure if you noticed in the booth or like could hear the race chat, but there were some issues with the pace car just not wanting to pick up the leader and just randomly waving people forward and backwards. And it added a lot of chaos that did not help people calm down.
Yeah, I think at one point we saw the safety car do a lap under green with you guys.
Yeah, that was mildly terrifying. I think I went through it.
Yeah, never. I've called a lot of broadcasts. Never seen Alan before, but Sean, I know you guys didn't really get to play and test the setup too much, but how do you think this setup, this car would handle at a little bit bigger track, the same banking such as Bristol in the future?
Well, the setup honestly was really good. Turning some laps in practice, it was a lot of fun. It was like right on the edge where you could get some more speed out of it. It didn't feel too loose or too tight. So I was kind of hopeful that maybe it could help save Quarter Mile High Bank Speedway, but things were just happening a little too fast.
Well, new season, a lot of new drivers. I'm sure everybody's going to get the kinks worked out. But, Sean, a great race for you in that 32 machine, up 8 spots from where you started. A good points night as well. Who do you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen for you?
I guess I'll give a shout out to RC Cola.
Ooh, an excellent choice. Awesome. Sean, always a pleasure, buddy. Hope to have you up here next week and a great run as well.
All right, thank you.
That was Sean Johnson bringing it home. And second up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Brooks in the 033. Justin, welcome back. Got the restart practice dialed in tonight and somehow managed to stay out of most of the carnage out there.
Yeah, we got involved in the first flat wreck and got some damage, but it was just putting our heads down and trying to get back to the front. And I didn't think we would with all the yellows, but just kept trying to pick them off, like you said, on the restarts best we could. And the few laps we could pick one or two off, and eventually got up to where I was second and got a really good restart there and was able to jump out to the lead and pull away.
Now, Justin, with the call late in the race to go to a single file restart, I can only assume to try and salvage this this night a little bit with some racing. Did that kind of ease your mind knowing that you wouldn't have to worry as much about guarding the inside, or did it add more pressure for you?
I mean, to a sense, like it eased it off, but it also added pressure. I mean, you could worry about someone getting a better start and yanking it down on the bank in there and getting around off four and getting around you. So, I mean, it honestly was more of a sense of relief. I mean, I have to worry about getting turned by somebody for the most part, outside cutting down, whatever. So, I wish I'd have done about 30 laps sooner, but it learn from the mistakes and all that, and fix it going forward.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, new league, first season, so I'm interested to see how things shape up. Now, Justin, we know how you do on ovals. How are you feeling about going to Lime Rock next week for 30 laps?
To be definitely interesting. I used to love racing Lime Rock back in the day and the Mazdas and all. So I mean, it's definitely going to be fun going back to, I guess you could say, my old stomping grounds when I first got on iRacing. I mean, I don't know if I have winning speed there, but I mean, I think I'll be pretty good. We'll see. And we'll see in a week, I guess.
Awesome. That's going to be a fun one to kind of shake things up at the middle of the season. Justin, congratulations once again on a massive win for the 33 machine, keeping that nose relatively clean, and you've got the privilege, the pleasure, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout-out to that helped make it happen for you?
Thank you guys for putting on the league, obviously. Having a fun place to race and spend a Monday night going out here beating and banging with these guys in the late models, and everybody else is watching.
Awesome. Justin, always a pleasure, buddy. Good to have you back up here, and best of luck when we have some right-handers thrown in the mix next week.
Thank you, man.
That was Justin Brooks bringing it home, the #1 spot. He was accompanied by Mr. Sean Johnson and Dalton the Tiger King Creech. On behalf of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series at the Spark Racing League, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for spending your Monday night with us, and we'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.